Hello and welcome to BW TV. We are here at 8th edition of IHA BW Hoteliers Indian Hospitality Summit and Awards. Thank you so much, Rakhee, for joining in. From your panel discussion, one takeaway that I have picked up is these D&I conversations are now being mainstream. There are actions, not just conversations. According to you, what has been the driving factor, driving force behind making these conversations so mainstream?
So I think earlier it was about just getting the numbers and saying, okay, we need to show diversity in numbers. What's moved, I think, is the inclusion sort of needle. Organizations realize the importance of inclusion. They also realize the importance of diversity and how it can be aligned to business goals. So the fact that they realize it makes business sense, and if the more diverse the workforce, the more people from different representations, the more innovative an organization can be, the more progress and growth the organization can see. So I think that's how it's kind of mainstreaming into strategic business goals and strategic sort of agendas for organizations, because I think there's higher realization and awareness that diversity can actually enable growth.
And it's a happy phenomena for sure. Tell me, we understand that there is a movement in the right direction, but what's more to be done? What's needed? What would be your piece of advice or a suggestion for various stakeholders across the country, across the industries? What would be your one piece of advice to, give this space a little more push?
See, D&I is quite complex. There's no one solution. I think it's going to be multiple interventions, looking at each segment that you want to address. So if it's women, I think flexibility in some sense, because like I was telling my colleagues, you can't change the socio-cultural fabric of this country. Women are expected to go back and look after their elders, their children, etc. How do you make sure that they're able to do that and blend that seamlessly into work? So some amount of flexibility for them. With people with disabilities, I think there has to be a conscious effort in hiring, a conscious effort in actually understanding who they are and how to give them more and more opportunities. So like I said, it's multiple initiatives for multiple segments that need to be done consistently and constantly to move that needle.
We understand that there are many aspirations as to how one framework should look like. How far we need to cover the journey, and what does the dream picture looks like to you? If I kind of push you to give us draw a picture or give us some contours of how D&I would look like, or make some change across the industries, like let's say 10 years down the line, what would you say?
Ideally, if it lived in the ideal world, the workforce population is, the workforce population is lower, but the population of India, as far as women goes, is 50%. So we can achieve an equitable world of equal women and equal men. That's ideal, but we know it's not going to happen. But if we raise the numbers from the current, what it seems like it's 16 to 20 to at least 30%, so 1/3 of the workforce has women in leadership roles, women in all roles across the organization, a higher percentage of other marginalized communities, people with disabilities, LGBTQI, all being equally and fairly represented, where you see what you see in organizations is a representation of the population, I think we'd be a force for good and a happier place, and the world would be all the better.
I'm looking forward to it. We wish you all the best to make all the movements in the right direction. Thank you so much for this conversation.